a blood choke would kill a person in like 2 minutes. You think the guy was just pitbulling a corpse for 13 minutes? Yeah, it's insane. No video shows that. I have no idea what they're talking about. James Wills says, thanks for standing up for those who do the right thing. We should all support things we feel deserve it. So
September 30th, 1998.
Focus seems to be doing really well. I think Ian's weird stem cell therapy is working.
Chapter 1.
He was supposed to not be alive for in December they said he might have a few weeks left. He could barely walk. He was stumbling and falling over and stabbing randomly. And you're like, wow, who's that? He was falling over and then he
did all this in the chainsaw demo, so...
How far could he have gone?
Rock and roll.
Anyone home?
Everything's fine. Okay. You know what I mean? Good thing. Sure, this Blair Witch will not show its head or do anything too bad.
Gaming says the best life goes out of growth because it lets everyone who doesn't agree with the algorithmic agenda
This is not good.
Oh no, what animal is that? It looks like a swamp. Surely, yeah, actually make it to the area. Okay. Sorry, Mario Fernandez. How you know that we're in space? Mario.
I was goofing off with the compound bow for a while a year ago, and I was getting good at it, and probably like
We can skip
bad
that.
in terms of how you're actually supposed to fire a compound bow.
What was that? No fucking way.
Not interested. Oh my god, it's all connected.
Tweetersville says, I'm old enough to remember Jerry Seinfeld and gang went to jail because they broke the Good Samaritan law. A real law, by the way.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up. Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
Okay. I'm gonna go home and write my journal. Rodrigo's gone. all the gunpowders.
Right, wasn't George Floyd still on drugs when he was pinned down by the officer? If Daniel Penny gets off from this, wouldn't it mean that George's death was also an accident? And would that mean that BLM riots were pointless? I mean, we know that's the case, but when did Penny fight the public?
Jones.
DA Rep Jerry Connolly and staff attacked with baseball bats. Suspect assault police plastic death on charges was dropped by Fairfax CA Steve Castano. Sorry. Suspect assaulted police, not suspect. Suspect assaulted police.
Something is definitely wrong with the audio.
Yeah, I read that story that a guy had gone into their office in Virginia and like assaulted 2 people with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And a police officer, and they dropped that charge?
Unreal.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, you have to have district attorneys that will prosecute people that commit crimes.
Or does this game just literally have no noise in it whatsoever?
This is so incredibly simple.
That's surprising though, because it's Virginia and it's a Democrat office.
It's saying he's in custody when I'm looking it up right now.
Is it?
Yeah. Man in custody just 2 hours ago. After baseball attack for 2, including internet content.
Quite like that one.
Virginia office.
Well, I hope the staff is doing okay. Ghost Rider says, I'm a libertarian that was knee-deep in the Hollywood woke cult, telling them, no, you're wrong. My credit was stolen and I was exiled from the entertainment industry. This is why they don't step up.
Yeah.
Parallel economy.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are very quiet about it.
Why the dog? Come on. Can't do it much quicker than that. I've been mucking around for basically 10 minutes. Still, skip the cutscene. Got some for you.
¡Agarradlo! ¡Coño! ¡Te voy a hacer! ¡Mi cuerpo!
Yeah, I'm just getting my volume low.
Damn it.
Dick move.
¡Agarradlo!
See?
¡No me jodas!
Alright, there is something up with this audio. I can hear every single thing Leo does. No one else is making a noise. Leo. Hey Leo. Try this.
It's just icing on the cake.
Some people have to fight bears.
Yeah.
No, cool. Hard job. Bear fighter. Yeah. In Russia. Oh, I don't know.
Come on, Joel, be open-minded.
Bear fighters? Although I do
Oh Lord, there we go.
fight bears, but it's extremely
Figured it
rare
out.
to encounter a bear and have to actually fight it. But sometimes you're out in
Let's
the
put that
wilderness,
there.
maybe you're like a park
Seems to make
ranger.
sense.
You're just seeking out fights with
Ah!
bears.
I'm
Like
immersed.
You're
Defend town from the
working on
bear.
a trail, and then a bear is going to a campsite and stealing
Okay, my ass
food.
kicked now, but no excuse.
Someone has to punch the bear in the face.
Or just, someone has to do it. I didn't realize. There's not for everything. Or bear maces. So, like, if
Yeah.
there's, if
Okay,
we had a
seven
bear,
headed, you
we had
do.
a bear problem. And so, animal control has to come and prepare to fight a bear.
Oh, auto
Granted, they don't really
shutting
fight
doors,
it.
fine.
They come with gear, nets,
Techie.
They have a sword and a shield. And have you ever seen those old school?
Rodriguez, no!
Yeah. The spikes.
Aye.
Yeah. It's a suit of armor covered in spikes. So that so like modern day life. crazy. I mean, a grizzly bear can rip a car door off.
Love this dude.
You watch grizzlies fight, you see videos of
Yeah,
grizzlies
guy
fighting.
carries the water.
That is, imagine being in between those two. No, you have 10 seconds and then you're dead.
Hit that.
Ooga chugga, ooga chugga.
The crazy thing is, we're kind of lucky in that grizzly bears are massive and crazy, but you just play dead, and then they'll leave you alone. Away slowly, and if it comes at you, you have to fight.
Yeah.
And with a grizzly, you have to curl up in a ball and cover your neck.
There are black bears around where I grew up, and occasionally they'd like set up camp in people's, acreage or whatever. And they always said they're pretty much fine. You don't want to be in the way of them. You want to stay out of the way. You're supposed to be big and like yell if the one's coming at you. But really, the problem
Hey, lady.
is mothers and their cubs. If you're standing between cubs and their mom, the mom will do anything. And it was a problem if
Looking
you had,
for a
like,
girl.
small children who were like playing.
Yeah, I know we're all looking for a girl, but no, don't know where she is. Okay.
I mean,
I recently learned some of these rules watching Cocaine Bear, but I forgot
film.
since, so I don't encounter bears a lot.
What?
Other than the Chicago Bears.
I have lived at my house in New Hampshire. I've lived there since 2013. I bought the place, and I have not seen a bear on my property one time.
Yeah.
And I got 50 acres up there.
Well, maybe they're at the back.
They
don't want to hang out with you.
They're definitely not hanging out around me.
They don't have the M&Ms.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a bear in person.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna switch to
Velvet Blue. Wasn't that a porno anime?
The Ricketts?
Yeah.
No. I know the Ricketts. I know the. I
He's a
actually.
co-owner of the Chicago Cubs.
I used to work at Wrigley Field.
Really?
Yeah, after the 26
What's up, dude?
series, I was a brief security ambassador for Wrigley Field. So, if you ever had some tickets during that year, I was probably checking it first.
Some way to escape down here.
But the Ricketts were nice guys. They were
All right, you're enthusiastic.
Nice. I want to go pet it. It's alone.
I think I'm good enough.
A pleasure to meet you. Ah,
They don't have the beaches.
go away.
They don't have the beaches like
No,
they do in
Nebraska is
Florida.
not your first.
Yeah, I knew that would come in. Get out of my way, bitch.
There's a tree in it trending at like 77,000 trees.
I'm sure he's gone.
We can read this. So it is.
No, dude, I'm the worst aim.
I mean, it's supposed to be things that have come out. I don't know that there's going to be anyone on the left that would be convinced of anything.
Yeah. What's up, Cap?
I feel like
It's been a decade that I've owned that place, and I have not seen a bear on my property. Really?
Someone behind me, isn't there? Nope.
I mean, I'm just so cynical at this point. Even when I was laughing with Chris Bergman,
Oh, great.
I got the Fox News alert that was like, new information released in regards to investigation into
Nope.
Trump. And it's like, they're not even telling you which investigation.
Nope.
They're not telling you what information. Like, you know that no one is that interested in this.
Great draw distance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was that big of a revelation, you would have blended it. If you have to bury it to get information to you, like,
Yep.
in my opinion,
Yeah, I'm going to be terrible at mercenaries.
I haven't read through the pages of the report yet, but from what I'm hearing on
Stay over here, I think.
Really? A Shapiro that is damning to the FBI.
Yep. Need to keep doing that more.
I mean, but like,
Absolutely
what
shocking.
does that mean? Like, that they
What the? Okay, right, you're fine, you do you.
against the president.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it's
just gonna run past you.
anything new. I think it's confirmation of rumors.
Because as of right now,
Beautiful trees in this
We haven't
area.
had a lot of actual confirmation. There's been rumors and there's been accusations, but there hasn't been anything to solidify. Now again, I
Yep.
don't imagine that this is going to do anything. Because I think
Yep, 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 yep.
I think that the idea of this is just not.
This looks like a whole lot of no good.
The FBI goes, well, we knew about this. This is official.
Yeah, I like that.
So I don't imagine there's any kind of changes or anything, but at the very least, it's nice to be able to be like, look, it is.
Oh, dear.
The FBI is untrustworthy.
Ignore me.
Yeah, but at the very least, it becomes, some kind of ammunition that we can use in the future.
Yeah.
Right, just keep doing that and everything will be fine.
I was just reading about that.
Nope, move. Not friend, not friend.
Not to use a fire alarm.
Yeah, go away.
Because injured, they become more desperate and aggressive, and then will just try to kill you. But it said the wildlife guy says fight back with anything you have if you're being aggressively charged. Because black bears do bluff charges and aggressive charges, and a bluff charge is trying to scare you. You gotta stand your ground, raise your hands above your head.
Nope. God damn it!
But if it's aggressive,
Damn got it.
like flashing your teeth or yawning, then you gotta play. It's like a young.
Let's kill more people or what?
It says,
Like, its aggressive move is to yell.
I'm just gonna assume I have to kill
open its
more.
mouth as wide as possible and then charge at you. It's aggressively puckered out.
Yeah.
And then it said to you
Not even
to
tired,
always have
though.
bear spray because that'll make it run away, but shooting it will make it enraged and desperate. So I don't know. Don't take my advice. I guess if you have like a 50 BMG, you're probably okay with using it against a bear charging you. But I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I think I'm enough of that.
Play now for free. Man, okay, we understand it, but you're wrong.
I wonder if you got too many tabs open when you can't actually read anything that's on it.
With an article titled
Right, here we go again. I'll try a slightly different method this time. Oh, torta peseta. It's got to be worth a penny. I was expecting that to do more. Put me in a very bad situation very quickly. No, it's just bad. And do you know what? You have tempted me, fate. Oh, I didn't actually collect green herb. There we go. Load times on this are absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is my life now. Looking for a green herb. Avoiding Chainsaw Man area. Try and hit. No, me no want pasita. Okay. Nice to meet you.
$9 annually. Support content like this and get access to
Run, Leon. You has feet. Moves them. Okay, the search continues. Ah. You might have been what I was looking for. Yes, yes. Thank you, tutorial. Alright, now, can we all just talk this out, please? Get close. Yes.
Mr. Crowder, Mr. Bose, so I'm back here. Red Tide's gone away. Headphones.
Yep.
It's to Alex Jones level. Oh, wow. Glad to be with you. Thank you to Mr. Alex Jones for filling in yesterday.
Oh, that looks healthy.
Before we move on to anything else, it's my question for you. How did you like Alex Jones hosting yesterday? Comment.
Nope, go away.
Look, it's a different show. Every now and then, every few weeks, every couple of months, you know, and I need someone to fill in. Have a business to tend to. And, well, yeah, well, we'll see who we end up getting in this chair every now and then. It's not easy to do. My blow-up doll, maybe? Yeah, maybe your blow-up doll. A little bit. Everything is adjusted to Apple values. Yeah, just, well, now you know why.
Okay, you're not opening, are you?
You sound a little lower. I sound a lot higher in my headphones than you do. You're
What a
big
bitch.
into the mic, like a retard. All right. Before I bring him in, look, we have a lot to get into today. There's the Durham report. Just so you know, it's you know they chalk it up to missteps, not yet. They chalk up to missteps is what we'll be talking about today. They chalked it up to that. So it turns out everything that they said, not true. We'll get into exactly what they were saying then and what they're saying now. Now, here's the issue with the Durham report. The FBI probe, right? Russia collusion. Let's just use that for those people. It's election interference. And it's election interference paid for by your tax dollars. Our intelligence agency. Why do you mistrust your institutions? We'll be talking about that.
So we're towards the chainsaw man.
Linda.
Oh no!
She's the new CEO, going to be the new CEO of Twitter. A lot of people on the right not thrilled. I agree. A lot of people on the left not thrilled. Which means that, hey, maybe that's a good thing. No,
I'll be really happy when I've got a better Arsenal to sort that guy out.
And also, are we talking about?
I know there's a shotgun here somewhere.
Miller Lite said, hey, Bud
Oh,
Light,
yeah,
beer.
I'm great at aiming, aren't
I? Condemning their entire consumer base, namely men, because why would you drink Miller Lite beer? Is what they want to know, and they don't want you drinking Miller
Yeah,
Lite
I'm going to chalk this up to a failure.
Yes, absolutely. Hold my equally crappy beer. Hold my bumpkins, said the CEO of Miller Lite. You know him, you love him. That's CEO number 2, Gerald Morgan. Gerald A., how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Joe Lewis got messed up by some Canadian geese. So
I think I've learned that smoking while trying to play a game doesn't really do much for aiming.
Those things are jerks. There were 3 of them, and they went full wing sprint. He was like, oh, I didn't even want you that many rounds.
They've taken down airplanes, Stephen.
Yes, they have. They also
they look so friendly.
When we were driving back from Urbana, Illinois. Remember that? Cracked the windshield. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were. Yeah. The driver next to me was listening to Kenny Loggins with noise-canceling headphones at 2 in the morning. That is ball-retractingly scary when you wake up and look over here. Highway to the danger zone. You're like, we're gonna die. And in third chair, when you hear this music, that means you know who it is. It's the man who created me.
Come on now.
It's Pops Trotter. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I think it's sad that you had to explain to me that the intro was a famous anime.
Yes.
I should.
No, it's more sad for the rest of us that we know it.
That's fair.
So, by the way, it's a live show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. You can watch
Okay,
it. You can listen
get
to the podcast.
you.
That's the best way to tune in because notifications on YouTube don't work. And by the way, if you signed up
Stop,
prior
bitch.
to May, anytime within the last 12 months, I know a lot of you signed up for Mug Club a while ago. Maybe you didn't get your mug. Maybe you felt like, you signed up, you weren't able to get a refund, and now, of course, we launched this completely independently in partnership with Rumble. What you can do is send proof of your purchase of any right-leaning subscription service, right-leaning streaming service to Free Mug Club at louderwithcredit.com.
Hopefully no one heard
send
that.
you 3 months free.
Yeah, absolutely. Those emails should start going out this week, so make sure you check your box for the promo codes. And by the way,
Okay,
it doesn't
noted.
count if you signed up for us.
Yes, it doesn't count if you sign up for us. You don't get a double free.
What's up, peeps?
Emails I've gotten for people that signed up for us?
Well, semantically, it does.
That's double dipping. It's like sticking your entire mouth in the dip. Double dip. One dip and end it. And end it. So, speaking of double dipping, former Vice President Mike Pence, he's going to be in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I'm really good at this.
Speech in what I obviously view as a potential launch of his. He said that he's interested, right? This whole thing of exploratory committee, and they set something up, and I don't want it. All right, there's another slice.
What the hell is a shotgun?
So he's going to be running for president, Mike Pence, and that brings us to this week's Time to Close.
Former Vice President Mike Pence is gearing up to announce for a potential 2024 presidential run.
The person who was at the Capitol that day, as you know, was your Vice President, Mike Pence, who says that you endangered his life on that day.
President Trump was wrong on January 6th.
Don't mind me. No! That's exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Mr. President,
Was it in here?
do you feel that you owe him an apology?
No, because he did something wrong. He should have put the votes back to the state legislatures.
yeah.
I think we would have had a different outcome. President Trump cut taxes across the board. You know, the American people are witnessing the strong leadership of President Trump on the world stage. President Donald Trump is stepping
away.
into the role
We are not friends.
of leader of the free world.
Okay, guess that's not something I can do here.
Wisely again, and I'm confident our standard bearer will carry the day.
If that standard bearer
go away.
is the former president, if he is the nominee, would you support him?
Well, I think we'll have better choices, and I really trust Republican voters
Grenade.
to sort it out.
I know that it's time for things to close. I
Nope. Ow. Right, okay. Let's do things.
Why do these people even enter? That's just...
Exactly, thank you.
I don't know if that's
his campaign.
a statement toward Mike Pence or just that you're getting older.
Well,
Mike Pence.
a bit of both. By the way, that moment the fly landed on his hair and he did nothing for, I guess, the fly set up a community.
What's this? Oh, right.
It's not a fly. It's that he's so...
Oh, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away.
The Tuesday thing. Like, well, yeah, it's a fly. I mean, it's just
He is so stilted and measured and boring.
Yeah.
I'll pause here. I'll grin.
Yeah.
Then I'll look to the side and throw something.
Yeah. Just go away. Also, he needs stilts. Why does Mike Pence sound like Casey Kasem?
Announcing my exploratory committee top 40 love songs. With Casey Kasem. It is Mike Pence's presidential campaign to stick your head in the oven top 40 announcements.
What's the name of the guy from...
What the hell? Nasty.
He's running for president. Was he governor? Was he senator?
This game does not
You guys
fuck
can bring up
around.
that. He was sitting there talking on CNN. He's like,
I don't know what you're doing.
What Americans want is to focus on, lowering the debt. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. But these people do not understand how...
Go away now.
Mike Pence, he's a super douche.
Well, but he's getting ahead of the game a little bit, and so he actually announced his vice presidential candidate to make sure that there was more energy. Ben Carson.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The guy you're thinking of was Asa Hutchinson.
Asa Hutchinson.
Arkansas.
Nope.
You said Kentucky.
Sorry, Kentucky. Arkansas. Yeah, similar, but not really.
Is he the one that Sarah Huckabee beat?
In Arkansas? Yeah. Former, I guess. Yeah. He's sitting there saying that he's going to tell you. So all of these people are, look, I get it. We need a robust primary, but we don't need people who don't have a chance.
Sort of getting the point now. You can do the whole
book tour eventually. This is the problem with
bell ringing, Meduba.
Why? Because he sucks. Done. All right. Now we'll move on. Hit like if you agree, by the way, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't give a rat's ass about it, so they don't give a rat's ass if you're subscribed. So you hit like, you share it, and by the way, if at any point today while you're watching on YouTube, you see and hear this, that means head on over to Rumble. We're not going to self-censor. Speaking of people who should self-censor, did you watch this, Bob Strider, the Miller Lite? Yeah, you did?
I did.
Yeah. Seething rage?
Well, I don't think men should drink Miller Lite.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So they're not men. They're not men. Macchiato beers.
Come on.
So,
take a hat off. I'll just walk in past.
Bud Light to hold its beer.
Gotta fuck with them a little.
This was actually something that was released in March, to be clear, but it's making the rounds now because they actually deleted it. They deleted it on Instagram, and so someone found it and it resurfaced, which tells you the kind of reaction that they got. Yeah. And this is Miller Lite trying to burn.
This is the origins of Scientology.
By the way, also entirely factually inaccurate. So we'll fact check it really quickly, just so you can kind of have justification for the. Look, if you're watching this, you're a Christian. It's wrong to hate.
I killed more people than that.
Miller Lite qualified.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever.
Oh, Mom, how do you know? You watched it.
Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, let the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer. They put us in the
It's a dick, but you gotta love that intro.
Oh, because that's offensive.
Okay.
Put him in that. Yeah, we put him in that.
beer made it up to women. So today,
You were already
Miller
in
Lite is
them.
on a mission to clean up after their
We just noticed.
Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this.
Now, is that a trans woman?
My fucking name, Roost.
Sweater too.
Women brewers. Literally.
Or my condo.
How, you ask?
Yeah.
Ladies, take it away.
Condo 1.
First, we turn the badge into compost.
Condominium.
Then we take compost to warp. Zip it, push it out. Beautiful fertilizer.
Notice they had to give her a smaller bag of fertilizer.
I bet that dick had the key, didn't he? I bet Chainsaw asshole had the key.
They're all really good.
Coke 45?
Definitely more
Oh, they took the cow with them. Obviously, the cow was a cow.
Send any shit you got into
Cult member.
Don't turn that into good shit too.
It's the cow cult. Most dangerous of cults.
So here's to women, because without us.
So what can you actually climb and not in this game? It's a bit more
Without
nebulous.
people like you, there'd be no reason for beer.
Without us, there'll be no Miller.
Yes. Exactly. Remember, everybody, March was Women's Revisionary History Month, just to be clear.
Apparently so. And that last claim, without us, there would
Nice little
be
place.
no beer.
I fear
You said among.
there's a
Yeah, exactly. We were among
massive
the
lack of eggs.
brewers, which means you watched.
I
You
need
said,
more
"Hey,
chicken
why are
eggs.
you spending all day brewing? Why don't you come home and talk to me? What are you thinking?"
She meant amongst.
Ooh,
Amongst.
chicken.
Yes.
Apparently, there were others that could have done this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what? Sometimes you think, hey, maybe AI taking over
Damn it,
half
you
the jobs
sneaky-
is a good thing. We deserve it. Yeah. And Forbes,
Come
we're
here.
going to fact check that. Nearly everything she just said is incorrect, by the way. This is the problem, is the rewriting
Yeah,
of history.
screw it.
I get it. White men. Okay, we understand it. But you're wrong. You're just incorrect. Now, Forbes praised the ad with an article
Dig chicken.
titled Miller Lite's campaign
probably
to
why I can't get in
eradicate sexist beer advertising proved successful. Sexist beer. First of all, I don't know how beer can be sexist. I know this thing advertising. Tomorrow we actually will have our very own Mr. Miller, the sexist beer.
yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
To conduct an interview. Yeah. But it proves
Come on, dude. You can die, you know.
delete it from their own
Won't hate you
social
for it.
media immediately. Post haste.
Okay, let's block up.
The minute Dylan Mulvaney started gracing a Bud Light, they're like, oh god, oh gosh. Sales are tanking.
They were watching the Dylan Mulvaney debacle unfurl like every single scientist who wasn't listened to before every disaster movie, like watching the stage 5, the level 5.
Ah, this looks like a place that'll have things and stuff.
You know, I'd never had a Carl's Jr. until Paris Hilton, so it works.
That says more about you than the problem.
Absolutely. It's a terrible
Gosh, I want a hamburger right now.
and a terrible person.
Yeah.
Yes. So, by the way, here, let's go through the claim and then some
Oh,
questions.
there you
the
are.
claim that she makes is from Mesopotamia to colonial
It's okay, I didn't
America,
need you earlier
women
at
were
all.
the ones doing the
Or
work.
you.
Okay, here's some truths. No. Okay. Now, some women have been involved, to be certain, just like women are involved with a lot of things. But men throughout history have largely been the ones brewing beer. Now, if you mean that some woman at some point found something that happened to be fermented and like took a nibble and try it, and the guy was like, I have my own fermented wheat, and she's like,
Is there a non-jumpable window?
Got peaches. But men have been brewing beer throughout history. So let's go to 1265. Bohemian King Ottokar, hopefully I have that right, Ottokar II, chartered a brewery in the town of Budweis. Originally, that's the home of Budweiser, right? The origin, I should say. George Washington,
And
Thomas
the
Jefferson.
Clydesdales.
They had breweries on their own plantations.
Well, at least when I get to the Velvet Blue section of the game, then I'm
of beer. It was present
very
by,
much sorted.
it was present in ancient Egypt and was presided over by men. Just to be clear. And then before
You got
that,
anything to
sort of
say, dude?
mechanization, right, the sort of industrial revolution, planting, harvesting, of course,
Yeah.
was what a lot of the men did. So
Sure,
maybe
it's
what they
doing
mean
meat.
to say is that sometimes the men
Rare,
would
medium
do all
rare,
the legwork,
worst.
and then they take it and they'll be like, yeah, you go out and you go
some
out
charcoal,
with the scythe in the
No
sun
good to anyone.
before we have SPF anything, and you bring it, and I'll stir the pot of the wort every now and then I'm the brewer, I'm the brewmaster. I'm Mrs.
I'm going to leave them to their
Milwaukee.
churchly duties.
No, men did most of the physically exhaustive tasks.
I think I've
that, of
about
course, would be
wiped
required
out everything
to
of
create
interest in
beer.
this area.
Here's just a clip, because...
Then, farmers used a simple scythe to harvest their grain.
Gap in the wall.
They could cut an acre a day. Then they had to thresh it. An average farm was small, and it fed about 5 people.
And he did not come home to a woman who took credit.
Oh, I suppose the best collectible is potato.
Maybe you should use like this, it's more of a
Oh no, I knew that was coming. God damn it. Oh. Wait, did some dude already set that off?
Are men. Just to be clear, men were paid in beer
Self-respringing
because of, so British Navy sailors, they received a daily
traps
ration
of
beer
murder.
in the 1810s.
That was
Belgian
crippling.
farmhands were actually paid in what
Come
is
here.
commonly referred to now as saison beer. Some people call it farmhouse beer, but saison means season, right? Because the season of the harvest. They would pay their work hands because it was safer than water back then. Most of the work hands were men.
And it's liquid bread.
Yes.
Serves a good purpose.
It's actually, if it's low ABV beer, it's not actually a bad idea in place of like a Gatorade. There are electrolytes, you have potassium, a little bit of salt in there, high source of silicone. Beer can be helpful in moderation. Again, people will get mad who don't drink. I understand if you don't drink, you don't have to start drinking. I'm just telling you that men brewed the beer, and men were the farmhands who got all of the materials that were used to brew the beer.
Now you
By
can
the
jump
way,
over
smash
objects.
the rumble button if you're watching on Rumble, because
Screw
that's
that,
the
I'm
only
not that
place where
bothered.
this is allowed. Exactly. I mean, I could talk about this on YouTube. They'll just shadow ban it. Here's something else. The monks, just to be clear, they were involved with beer production. Monks.
It's like the dude in the wardrobe.
Monks, I mean men.
Damn it.
Belgian Trappist monks.
Miss Church again.
Themselves during fasting, which, by the way, makes fasting a whole lot easier if you can drink Belgian ales, to be clear.
I didn't even know. You're instantly hammered.
Have you had any West Mall or They're like 9-11%.
Yes, on an empty stomach.
What are you doing? I'm just communing with the Lord.
The Daniel fast is so much easier.
That's right.
Yes, I find that I'm brought much closer to Jesus after 4 Belgian triples. With
No severed head on this one. Come on, villager.
I'm fasting.
Easing up your game here.
Catholic saints like Saint Arnold, of course, and then you had Saint Florian. They saved people with beer. They would use it. They would also commune amongst people. And then, by the way, the nuns only brewed Zima, so that was something just to be clear. Come on. Now let's look at the demographic. The brewers, they cater to their core demographic. Men prefer beer to women, according to a Gallup poll. Men 54%, women 23%. Also,
that's a big gap.
Worth noting.
Really not doing well on my no-hit
There
run.
would be no beer. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but some of the inventions, some of the devices that have been used
hit at least
implemented
once.
to brew beer, mechanized harvesters, pasteurization, kegs, taps, all of those were invented by men. So the men went out to the field, they took, and this is why women, just so you know, it's not to trap, there are things that women do better than men. Working as a farmhand and brewing beer on modern inventions is not chief amongst them, just to be clear. This is why people get upset. It is about, and this is the issue too, we'll talk about this with the Twitter CEO. They aren't beholden to their user base. This is what happened right with Budweiser. As the sales went down, or Bud Light, right? The stock went up for a little bit. Why? Because it's about their shareholders, it's about the board, it's about the ESG score.
Don't
it's about
turn
Black,
around.
It's about international.
Turn
It's not about the
around.
actual people
Every
who
now
consume
and then
beer.
I get a
And
knife
the
in my
left
neck and
takes
it's
history
really not
and then
good.
says the opposite of it.
Don't turn around.
But who invented the bikini?
Well, probably a guy.
Yeah, probably a guy.
I mean,
You could fit through that, come
a
on.
little bit.
But also tampons and birth control, just to be clear. And we did that for you. Okay, those are kind of for us a little bit. I don't know why a guy invented pantyhose. Before that, every woman wore garter belts.
Yeah, so
we
there's a big
decided
key
to make-
element
we
in this
decided,
game.
No, we're going to make this far less attractive.
chest.
Gross.
Window into Steven right there.
What is that? I have no idea what someone's bringing up your
Yeah, maybe come back to this chest.
All right,
Right.
anything else that I missed?
No, I don't think you made. Look, they could have just sent out an ad that said, "Hey, we want to honor the
shiny.
contributions of women in brewing beer." Fantastic!
Yes.
There you go, yay!
But in
By
her
the way,
defense, I think she meant it was a question.
Yeah, no one heard that.
She said Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia?
So I think she started out with that.
at the very top of that.
Mesopotamia?
And then the entire industry has
Like-
been beholden to that advertising since its infancy, essentially.
Magalada!
Go back and say, we're so wrong for doing this to you. Do you know how much money those people got paid?
Okay, let's go for a bigger area.
This is how you know it is so clearly, and I would love to, you guys can comment below. Used to be the pearl-clutching, Republicans, right? People who were like, that's inappropriate, and by the way, usually Christians just were saying, hey, that's age inappropriate for kids, right? We need a rating system like rated R.
Turn
South Park, for example, shouldn't be on
Stupid song
at
stuck in my
9
head.
o'clock at night when kids tune into a cartoon, right? That might have been the issue. But now the left is they're the pearl-clutchers who are offended by everything. They're going, oh, bikinis? And we're just saying, like, hey, hold on a second. Maybe you shouldn't have NC-17, like 12-year-olds going in. But the left now is offended
dude?
at the sexualization of women. And by the way, there's a limit to it. But here's the thing. Look, men like beer. Men like beautiful women. You put beautiful women in bikinis next to beer, the product sells itself.
Oh.
Look, it's terrible.
Dude!
Everything, but under what basis? Sexuality was empowered.
What an asshole.
Unless it's women who don't look like you, namely attractive.
Well, that's an
women
achievement.
who
Died
help
through
sell
fucking
beer.
porcine. Yeep. Yeep.
Well, no, they're not advertising for money. I don't think they have televisions.
They make their own beer.
They have a lot of beer.
It's true.
They made the best beer, by the way.
Yeah, they do. They make
You
the
can
best beer of the month. Fantastic.
die now if you
It's a
like.
religion.
Thank
They're
you.
offended now. They're the ones
Staying
saying,
away
you have
from
to
your
get rid of
pigs.
bikini, that's inappropriate. Really,
Aggressive
what they're
thing in
offended
this
by is
game.
beauty. Take Lizzo and put her in a bikini, and it's beautiful and it's brave. Take an attractive woman and put her next to an American iconic company, and you go, oh, hold on a second, that's wrong. That's wrong. You're sexualizing women. Do you think that if you take an attractive woman
Oh,
and
yeah.
put her in a turtleneck,
On
that men
spinnels.
still aren't thinking the same thing? You're just skipping the intermediary step.
Resources. Just resources. Just general.
Children. So,
Yes.
well, that's beautiful.
Pocket full of
Great.
wood chippings there, apparently.
Sexualization.
Never know when they're going to come in handy.
Sexualization is Kathy Ireland. Ugh, gross.
Yeah. Natural women.
Yeah.
Can I disarm it?
We swapped out.
Yes, I can.
Al McPherson for RuPaul.
Ridiculous.
The fall of Rome, folks. You're living it. So, now we move on to the term investigation. It's just people watching.
Nice.
They know that you're mad. There you go. All the references are made publicly available at louderscutter.com. The link is in the description. What she said is
Wow, I'm getting
incorrect.
full
I'm sure
already.
there were a few women nagging at the brewers somewhere down the line.
That's
so,
crap.
okay, it's a partnership.
Yeah, one of you.
All right. Let's go to this, the Durham investigation again. This was the probe, right?
Wow.
The special counsel, Durham, released finally the report on the
Okay,
FBI's
that's not allowed.
2016 Trump-Russia.
Apparently.
I'm always surprised when the story comes back because I thought it was done.
It seems like it's confirming what we
So
knew.
what do you
And to
do?
be clear, they have admitted now, just so you
12.
know, loading this, and we'll get into
And a
fact
thing.
checking.
Oh,
They've
12
attributed
resources.
Everything that was wrong, and by everything I do
Seems a
mean
bit
everything
excessive, but, you know.
to missteps. That's the word of the day, is missteps.
Shotgun shells.
Apparently, Pop's credit
He didn't get the memo. Yeah. Or he didn't care.
Yes. I like the silly. I just don't participate. That's why. You're above it. I don't do a good Pee Wee Herman. No one does a good Pee Wee Herman.
Lazy Spaniards. Got to do everything around here.
All right. Let's run the clip.
The argument that John Durham is making here is an argument that he's made before, which is essentially that he doesn't believe the FBI had the proper predication, was fully justified in opening that counterintelligence
Sweet.
investigation codenamed
Spindle.
Crossfire Hurricane back in 2016 into the Trump campaign. He says that the FBI
Gonna show me the flagging?
hastily and on
There we go.
corroborated raw information, and he says that there was other information, for example,
dude,
the Hillary
dude.
Clinton campaign involving a foreign government that wanted to try to influence them, that the FBI didn't react to in similar ways.
Okay, so this is what the missteps, by the way, is using the FBI's Twitter response, saying,
You said it.
had these reforms been in place in 2016, the missteps identified in
Need a moratorium on the word of the day, or
Oh, you look friendly. Cow man.
identified in the report could have been prevented.
No.
And by the way, reform means any type
Don't
of
fight
guidelines
anything
or
hand that
standards
move.
whatsoever. And this,
Moves.
just to be
Sorry.
clear, now it's irrefutable. We've known this for a long time, but now the FBI is completely admitting it. Durham is admitting it.
Yes.
This constitutes an actual war on democracy. When you have
Gonna
your
die
own
anytime soon,
intelligence
eh?
institutions-
No.
Well, this has happened in
Okay.
the past. Of course, when you have federal agents who are plotting to kidnap the governor and blame it on some glorified beer drinking club, when they decide to actively commit crimes on January 6th.
At least can't say it's not giving you new enemies.
In order to entrap other people. Well, it's not just
Can I get past
because
you?
entrapment,
Yeah,
you're
thank
not
you.
actually allowed to commit a crime as a federal agent. Yes, that is a war on democracy. That is a war against you, the American citizen. Just to be clear, this is just more confirmation of that. Why don't you trust your institutions? You absolutely... Well,
Is that a
I
death?
wanna tell you
Yeah,
one
that's a
thing.
death.
I don't trust our
A
institutions.
velvet blue, really?
I don't trust any of them. I don't trust the media. I don't
Took out a
trust our government.
centaur and I got
our unelected officials, and I
one of
certainly
those.
don't trust our intelligence agencies at this point. And you know what? That's a
Ooh.
bad place to be. But it's not my fault. Fool me
Oh, there's a lot of you.
15 times. Shame on
No.
the institution. I said.
No, I 100% agree with you. Like
Nah,
this is one of
goodbye.
the biggest stories probably I think of our lifetime, and maybe right now it doesn't feel like it, but a lot of people are going, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, thank you
wanna
for
go
doing
to
that
CNN?
eventually.
CNN really quickly.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it. Go mix with the pigs.
Where Durham said, look,
Save me, pigs.
I don't think there should have been a full-scale investigation.
Oh, is it you?
Preliminary investigation. Wouldn't that have led to a full-scale
That's all was just staring at me.
Look at some of the connections that would have prompted the FBI to say, hey, we need to look into this
Boosh.
fully.
Exactly. I mean, that's a big admission.
No, don't you
The fact
think about
that
getting up.
conceded that a preliminary investigation was appropriate to start.
I'm leaving you with
And
Pepper
by
over
the
there.
way, you're exactly right. It would
I'll
have
come back to
immediately
that.
converted
Yeah.
into a full investigation anyway. It doesn't take a lot to get there for the FBI, and they immediately started uncovering all
Don't
of the
trust that
questionable
windmill.
contacts between the Russians and the Trump folks. I mean, there was a lot of
No,
very few
no.
that got
Why don't they even say it? No, they've admitted that that's not the case. Gerald, let's go to your point because then we have some then and now clips.
Yeah.
Of, this is them really trying to couch it. We have some clips from CNN actually
That is a
acknowledging that
dodgy
this was a shit,
windmill.
but you had a point.
Here's the low-level investigation that it should have been, and they said that this should have been a preliminary, low-level, happens all the time. Nobody finds out about it. Like, nah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
That should have been the low-level investigation. No, it would not have blown up into a full-scale investigation. The problem that we have is that you guys want to act like a handful of people on January 6th was overthrowing democracy because they got out of control. Not the rest of the protesters that
Where's
weren't
the
getting
blue
out of
thing?
control, but the people, the handful, maybe a few hundred people that ended up getting crazy out of a crowd of literally tens and tens and tens of hundreds of thousands of people, maybe hundreds of thousands of people there, right? This is the government actively going after the sitting president of the United States for 3 years.
And by the way, saying that the election was not legitimate, just to be clear.
Yes, claiming the election was not legitimate, that Russians were absolutely influencing the President of the United States, dogging him at every single turn. This is not a mistake. This is not an oopsie.
And by the way, it's still
Oh
to this
god,
day,
what
people go,
mythical creature's going to come through here?
Because of this. Yes. The preliminary investigation, sometimes people will give you crap if you're being reductive. I think it's distilling it. You know, my favorite comedian of all time, Norm Macdonald, would talk about it. He would take a punchline, he would take a joke, and he would distill it down to as few words as possible. That's what the preliminary investigation should have been. Should have been, the dossier here is paid for by Hillary Clinton, you know.
Yeah.
I can't use that. That's obviously bullshit, you know, that Hillary Clinton in the dossier. Not a reliable source. In other news, that husband killed again. Yeah, the husband killed again. Committed murder in the
Ah, there we go.
That's exactly what it should have been. This should scare the hell out of everybody, because this is not somebody just not following practices like the FBI's tweet said. Oh, we've got new things in place.
Yes,
it
I
was a
can.
political hit job. Yeah. You guys tried to take down a sitting president knowing that it was false. Somebody
It
goes
changes
to jail
everything.
for that.
It changes everything. Like I said, they unwittingly created the most squeaky clean presidency ever. The way
Like the
they
egg of pig.
scrutinized him every single day, and he can deny anything now. Yeah. He's totally insulated.
Witch hunt.
Why would we believe you ever?
No.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big win for him.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, well, look, you
This
should egg a
say that
chicken.
I sexually abused her, but you said that I
The
worked with
ultimate
Russia,
insult.
so...
there you go.
Who can
Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is.
And we can skip the
There's got to be an achievement for that, surely.
So this is them now trying to downplay it, but the findings are
Yeah,
so
perhaps not.
conclusive. Again, all records are publicly
right,
available,
so-
that even CNN
Yeah, what have we got?
has not been able to actually deny their actuality.
Regardless, the report is now here. It has dropped,
Turn
and it might not have
around.
produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to
Ugh.
the FBI, and to a degree that
Ugh.
does exonerate Donald Trump.
The investigation
You know
found
I heard you say that.
that the FBI failed in many, many ways.
And by the way, what does that mean? They failed at what? They failed at trying to remove a sitting president
I'll
by
take it.
what? Sowing mistrust in the legitimacy of the election. There was an entire board council. Elizabeth Warren was on there. Amy Klobuchar saying we need to strengthen our elections because Russia interfered with the 2016 election. Just like fake news. The left tried to use fake news initially, and then Donald Trump jiu-jitsu'd it on them. Now they hate that term, fake news. They were the ones saying elections are not fair, elections are not free, elections are being interfered with foreign entities. And we have people here in the United States, namely Donald Trump, working with foreign entities, foreign agents. No word on the fact that Eric Swalwell was fornicating a Chinese spy. Which brings us to this installment.
There you are.
Then and now. All right, so let's go back to then, right? Then, time travel. Time travel. They
I mean,
said
Miss
that there was
Pig.
ample evidence, so much evidence they could just kind of skip the preliminary, to open what was referred to, if you have forgotten, it was referred to as Crossfire Hurricane. That was the investigation. Good name. Back then,
On
they said it was-
Capitol Hill today, lawmakers were busy poring over the election we just had.
I'm honored to be here representing the people of the FBI.
Members of the House Intelligence Committee convening a blockbuster hearing.
I would like to welcome our witnesses, Director of the FBI, Jim Comey, and Director of the National Security Agency, Admiral Rogers.
The nation's
Suspicious.
top and one of the nation's most senior spy masters there to testify about allegations that Russia tried to influence the outcome.
I have been authorized by the Department of Justice to confirm that the FBI, as part of our counterintelligence mission, is investigating the Russian government's efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election.
Now, why would you need to know that they were investigating? Again, this was Kabuki theater. This was a show investigation. A show.
Okay, looks like Cart is the way to go.
Because Donald Trump's character was put on trial. So that was then. Now, and this is according to the Durham report, there was, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit optimistic.
A little? Maybe
That looks a bit too important to get to at these early stages.
no scotch. No scotch, no droplets, no skosh, No smidgen. There was no credible evidence. This is from the report. Based on the evidence gathered in the multiple exhaustive and costly federal investigations, neither U.S. law enforcement nor the intelligence community appears to possess any
Looks like there's going to be crows in this area.
of collusion in their holdings at the commencement of the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Wow. And just when you're saying no credible evidence, you're saying, well, hold on a second, what's the standard?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That the FBI
What?
not, for example,
what?
Any pertinent witnesses?
Really?
Review their own intelligence.
Oh, do not.
Use any
Do not do
standard
this to
analytical
me.
tools that will be used in an investigation like this. Yes. So, no evidence, none whatsoever. This has been going on.
I really hope there's an autosave function on this thing. Yeah, there must be. Yeah, that fight.
The re-election campaign were still about Russia.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way,
That 20-minute retreat. That was a
sheet for the binder.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
Hillary Clinton campaign strategy that probably would have tipped them off just a little bit. Also, the timing in October, the October surprise. I think that was.
Well, no one reads the top sheet anymore.
Well, they need to read the top sheet. So listen, this is James Comey, right? The guy who tried to rehab. I think it was on HBO or one of those places. Tried to rehab his image by doing this documentary, releasing a book. He's the guy who found that Hillary Clinton had all of the information that we thought she had on her private emails, you know, all the email stuff that was classified, on her private servers at home, and deleted them and destroyed the information so that we couldn't even go into it, right? Used bleach bit or whatever it was to kind of get rid of it, and said, that's not good, but I don't think we should charge her.
Yeah.
That guy.
Hey, if they weren't spending, again, according to the report here, the exhaustive and costly
God, I hope that was a leaf.
those resources, maybe we could have found out all the people who were sex trafficked to Epstein's pedophile island.
Probably so, and it wouldn't cost you much. You just have to ask Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, okay.
She's in
having a party.
We know where she is. You just walk to the island like Columbo with a notepad, and you say, "You have sex with Epstein," and the answer's always yes.
It is always yes.
Yes. And then you'd be able to find it. Still no answers? The Vegas shooter, nothing? But they spent a bunch of time on this. And by the way, it's not that they didn't find anything. They were fabricating information.
That wasn't meant to go down there.
That the media, of course, disseminated. All right, so let's go back to then. Right, back then, they were claiming that the Steele dossier, and you remember Steele dossier, Fusion GPS was paid
Hopefully
for.
some beaver or something will clear that up for me. Otherwise, I think I might be stuck.
The Steele dossier was completely legitimate.
Well, Jake, for the first time, U.S. investigators say that they have corroborated some of the communications detailed in a 35-page dossier compiled by a former British intelligence agent. CNN was first to report last month that then President-elect Donald Trump and President Barack Obama were briefed on the existence of the memos
He's been in office 2-3 weeks at that point.
Right.
I'm going to assume axe-throwing shenanigans. Don't do that. It's not nice.
Multiple current and former U.S. law enforcement and intelligence officials tell CNN
okay, there's two of you.
intelligence intercepts of foreign
hello. Don't stop. That was the worst, an incredibly inappropriate time to stop, Leon.
And from the same locations as
if anything, forward momentum would have definitely aided that situation.
Sometimes people say, oh, it's being reductive. This is why I believe in speaking as clearly as possible. Okay? You should be simple and clear in your communication. What that man just said was nothing. So, we're trying to paint a picture so you can hold the media account, not just the media, but of course the DNC, but I repeat.
Big jolt there. Not doing anyone anyhow.
Saying back then. Though they haven't been corroborated, now they're saying that they have. Right, that's what they said back then, which brings us to now. No, the FBI didn't corroborate anything, according to the report. The FBI attempted, over time, to investigate and analyze the Steele reports, but ultimately was not able to confirm or corroborate any of the substantive allegations contained in those reports.
That's nothing. That's insane. The guy basically
She's
just
in a hurry.
and fire everyone, by the way.
Yeah.
All of your advisors, all of the multiple intelligence agency people, plus former intelligence officials.
Yeah, come on, you know you want to.
What was it at a time? There was like 60 some odd people that they kept, like some number that they kept quoting. Like, yeah, according to 60 former intelligence, former and current, that this is true. Fire every single one of them and actually do
What?
Confirm
Where did you come from?
This is one of those issues where, as a matter of national security, this entire investigation should be unsealed.
Okay, let's see what this does.
We should know how they interviewed people. We should know how they tried to corroborate their sources. We should know how they investigated these. In other words, how do you spend this much time and these many resources? I understand that sometimes, in the interest of national security, for example, if you're trying to track down some jihadi in the middle of, you know, what you're soon to turn into Kel-El's bachelor pad, then yeah, okay.
If I had to Persator for every time I had to round
that was a sham. We want to know. Hold on a second. Why did it take you this long? And what leads were you tracking down?
What leads were you chasing down? Comment below and hit like if you think this should be released to the public. Not just the final report, not just a briefing, but everything. This should be the kind of scenario where investigative journalists, you, citizen journalists, should be able to dive deep into this. You should be able to comb through all of it to see what your most trusted intelligence agencies are doing. They're probably downloading child pornography onto the hard drive. Sorry, that's the CIA.
And FBI, we found some.
That's true. The FBI the whistles, but the CIA is good. Tomato, tomato at that point. They're all pedophiles. So, the reports, by the way, also the main source, just to be clear that they did confirm, was a guy named Igor Danchenko, who was a Russian national, and described himself. He's a Russian national, and he described his own sources as rumor and speculation. Well, so all of this was based on the Russian equivalent of TMZ.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Tonight on Igor Danchenko, I see trumpet.
Alright, just leave them to do their own thing. They'll blow each other up eventually.
He's peeing on prostitutes too. Don't forget that was part of this report.
No, he had prostitutes peeing on furniture in front of him. Remember? That's an in-depth lie.
Yes, it is.
Right, where is
it
this?
Makes no sense because he's a germaphobe.
That looks important. Where is this
Trump was
fucking
into weird
bitch?
sex stuff, the last thing I would assume would be Russian prostitutes peeing on furniture. I don't know. Is it me? Like maybe you would be into watching Russian prostitutes.
Where is this?
Maid outfit cleaning up.
Oh, go away. Oh, okay, so you're the perpetrator, eh? Move.
Get the Swiffer!
The wet jet. I love the wet jet.
Right. So now they're officially just messing with me.
Then, and again, they want to memory hold us. They want to gaslight you. So now you have to. Well, I guess they did their investigation. No. They were already telling you the conclusion of the investigation as it was ongoing, and it was being dishonestly conducted. They said back then that this was an unbiased.
In light of the
I think we're letting a lot there.
and other allegations that this whole thing about Trump campaign in Russia is a witch hunt. Is that a fair description of what we're all dealing with in America?
Well, Senator, I can't speak to the basis for those comments. I can tell you that my experience with Director
I'm asking you, as the future FBI director, you consider this endeavor a witch hunt?
I did not consider Director Mueller to be on a witch hunt.
Okay. Now, I understand that's a term that maybe if it exists sort of in a vacuum, witch hunt. All right. Do we have anything to compare it to? Which brings us to now. Now we know that there were different standards, double standards, if you will, used to investigate.
All right, I'm guessing she's the bitch with it. Oh, okay.
Unlike the FBI's opening full investigation of unknown members of the Trump campaign.
I'll give it for this game. It sets everything up perfectly.
In this separate matter involving purported.
Yeah, you stay where you are, madam.
Never opened any type of inquiry. That's several steps removed from an entirely conducted investigation. We didn't have a preliminary investigation. We spent federal resources on the investigation. Not even an inquiry with Hillary Clinton, even though she said, yeah, I did that shit.
Pretty much. They knew this, by the way. Barack Obama knew this. If you look at some of the reports in this, this kind of the Durham report, if you look at this, and maybe our research team can pull this up, they actually briefed, I think...
just getting one in there, you know.
About this. And about this being something from the Hillary Clinton campaign, kind of as the origination source. I believe that was known at the time, that was, and they briefed...
If I could aim, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, right? This is, like, everybody was in on it, guys. Everybody was in on it. That's what it tells you. The sitting president of the United States, the person who is the front runner for the Democrats, the CIA and the FBI were in on it. Yeah. They knew about this the entire time and went out and said, well, several sources tell us that this is true. Several sources tell us, former and current intelligence officials tell us that this is true and Russia's meddling in the election. Before his boxes are even unpacked at 1600 Pennsylvania. This is in the news. Right, exactly.
And then they would ask about it. Remember when they fact-checked him at one of the, where he said, the previous administration spied on my campaign. They said, that's not true, Mr. President. It absolutely was true. Yeah. It absolutely was true. They will fact-check him on issues that they know. They know to be lies. And he says, well, that's
okay, wait. Yeah, let's do this.
They do the same thing with election interference, by the way, in what I'm talking about, the actual election interference. I'm talking about, you probably need to hit the YouTube dump button. Yeah, the most free and fair elections of all time. And by that, I mean bullshit elections that we saw in 2020. They fact-check him. And if he says they were spying on my campaign, they fact-check him. They say, that's not true. If he says the Russian collusion
think just recently the Harry Forum girl said, well, there was evidence of, and what do? They point to someone like Paul Manafort. They point to someone else who may have at some point offered up some information. None of it has anything to do with Donald Trump.
No. So the big lie term, the phrase that they coined, is all just...
I love the sound of someone groaning in my
The
ear.
big lie? The big lie. Yeah, they tried to get it in the...
Alright, so is this dynamite, bitch?
Right. And this is an important distinction. This was an actual subversion of... What do you...
Yeah, you're right about CIA Director Brennan. According to his handwritten notes, CIA Director Brennan subsequently other senior national security officials on the intelligence, including the alleged approval.
Okay, where are you, madam?
2016, of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services.
There's July. Yeah, 2016. He knew he didn't.
And everyone likes to act like Barack Obama's a stand-up guy.
Exactly.
Hold that back. No, wait. I can't. Hold on. I can't think straight. No, isn't that illegal? They said yes. So, let me get this straight. Hold on, Gerald. Let me get this straight. We're going to
Where the hell is she?
spy on a campaign.
Yeah.
On president, even though we know it's illegal.
I can hear her. I can't see her. She's got to be up there somewhere.
Pull that back up. I want to be clear. This is not that this was an allegation. This is not that this was some kind of thing where we're saying. July 26th of 2016, a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald by stirring up a scandal claiming interference with security.
Oh, what the hell?
Approved by Hillary Clinton. That's the conversation that they had. Not, hey, there's this dossier and yeah, part of it's funded by these guys, but we still think it's true. No. This was a plot cooked up by Hillary Clinton, Mr. President, and we want you to know about it so everybody's on the same page when we go out in public and make sure that everybody hears about that.
No, don't get all wee-weed up. Remember we tried to make that a term?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Say don't get wee-weed up.
Nobody ever said that.
No one said that at all. I don't think it's a saying. No. It's a saying in the South. It's not. Maybe in Kenya.
No. Further south. Keep going. Indonesia. So here's the other thing about this. No charges. Right. No charges right now from this report. I think we pulled up in the past, maybe Hillary Clinton's lawyer one time was charged for something and was acquitted.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, madam.
Was convicted of something, but they're looking at this right now and saying, oh, but at least, there's no breaking of the law. But hey, remember, nobody's above the law. So Donald Trump, I know you're being, in New York right now, you're being indicted, and actually a trial is coming up about something where you didn't actually pay somebody because they said you didn't pay them for this. But your lawyer is lying about this right now because he spent some time in jail. But there's no charges for this? Yeah. This is the biggest sedition case in the history of this country. Arguably, maybe there's one more I'm forgetting about, that should be tried. And if the Congress does not take immediately on this, they are not.
This is the information equivalent of disarming you as a populace. In other words, if you don't have the ability to defend yourself, if you don't have a firearm, and only the government has firearms, well, it's no longer a fair fight, right? You might as well just submit to their will. If the government is not beholden to the law, in other words, if you can be charged, if you can be convicted for the exact same crimes for which
you really want to shoot the water,
entirely absolved at every turn, you no longer have a free society. The intelligence agencies
maybe I'll wait till there's a
serve and protect
definitive save.
They don't. They protect themselves. Why do you mistrust
okay,
institutions?
Here we go.
I think if you trusted our institutions in 2023, I think you're a fool. This was an actual subversion of democracy. It was 1,000 times worse than what happened on January 6th, just to be clear. And, well, maybe not if you're including what the FBI did on January 6th, but the point remains. And by the way, again,
this guy's very enthusiastic about giving me hand grenades.
3 years. 3 years. 3 years in collusion with Democrats, in collusion with, before Donald Trump came to office, then sitting president, and the person who they thought was going to have a coronation, Hillary Clinton, to try and prevent and then unseat the president you elected. And they chalk it all up now. I don't know how many millions of dollars. I'd be interested to see those numbers. They chalk it all up to, it was just a few missteps.
I'm done with it.
Do you buy it? Do you buy it?
That was low energy.
Comment below. Do you buy them? Do you buy the?
No, can I not open this at all? No, okay.
I forgot.
There's a key in there somewhere.
I forgot you never make a mistake.
Yeah, people should be going to jail. Sorry, this is not a mistake. This is. If this is allowed to continue, don't think for a second that the FBI and the CIA won't be weaponized potentially the other way, or just potentially against everyday citizens. I don't know, like the IRS has been in the past. Do you remember when that happened, when all the conservatives started getting
it's just a dude.
for no reason whatsoever by the IRS, and they started coming and closing down businesses? Don't think for a second that this can be...
Let's go through the Donald Trump indictment. Right? When you say go to jail, because that's important. It's pretty severe. Okay, Donald Trump. Okay. Do you think Donald Trump should go to jail for calling a porn star a lying whore? Do you think that's a jailable offense when she admitted that it never happened, then said it did happen, then said it didn't happen, then said that it did happen? By the way, she lost to the point where she has to pay his legal... Okay, is that a jailable offense? Is it a jailable offense to say that woman's not my type, or he was not found guilty of actually raping somebody? Is it a jailable offense jail when you talk about
open doors.
But they discussed that he said, make your voices patriotically and peacefully heard. Is it a jailable offense to say, this is not a free election, this is rigged? Is that jailable? Here's the thing. For everything you dislike about Donald Trump, there is something valuable in someone never able to shut up. He's not...
Yeah, we know it's going to be Ashley.
You know there weren't things done in secret because he will say it publicly.
Well, it was the Zelensky phone call. He said, what do you mean it was a perfect call?
What's up, Ash?
It's a perfect call.
Oh, no, it's Lewis.
You go make the call. I bet it would shut. Are those jailable? Now, should it be a jailable offense to clear classified information from your computer and collude, by the way, with the media, with intelligence agencies, to try and overthrow a democratic election and its elected leader, Donald Trump? What's the jailable offense? Comment below. I'm very curious. Let's take the
Bitch slap.
I don't even think it's close. I don't think it's close.
I'd also like to start a call for the Washington Post to give back their for their coverage of the 2016 Russia game.
I hope you bleach that.
Is it time for you guys to do that? Because you got an award. Maybe
Pulitzer. Crying out loud. That's like the Nobel Peace Prize. No one wants that anymore. Now somebody's got to be.
Yeah, I think that went pretty well.
This has to have some teeth.
Yes.
And then we need to start going after these.
Only died like 8 times.
I mean, legally, not the way they fight, but we need to start. When we get the power back, we need to start taking their guys down. Yeah, just the way it is. And this is the thing: until someone taps, it's just got to be hard. If Ron DeSantis doesn't come out and say defund the FBI completely, remember I asked Carrie Lake. I said that is my. If the candidate for our. I should say in the
hit an enemy with an egg.
I won't vote for anyone who does not
I actually got paid for that.
Defunding
Cool.
the FBI, the CIA,
I'll take it.
something else in its place. They want you to think that you're an extremist. What's the value in the FBI? What's the value in the CIA when you see this? How did everybody, let's assume incompetence as opposed to malicious intent, which we know now. Right. How
So,
incompetent
at
does
least one
every
egg throw
single
per
person in
chapter.
the FBI have to be for this to go on? Well, I guess about the time of the presidential term, right? Time of re-election. That's about how long it went on. Yeah. And then it sort of fizzled into the background. If it's that completely incompetent, then there's no value there. Defund the FBI. Defund the FBI and the CIA. We need something else in its place, or nothing.
Okay, it's varying enough from the original. Obviously,
They didn't come out
not
and
done
say
anything
Donald
yet.
Trump actually was not guilty. It took an investigation into what
Still
happened
downloading.
by the federal government to see this. Yeah, and Donald Trump will not get anything.
Well, I guess
he will
that's
not, other
me
than a
done.
giant bump in the polls. Right. And one more thing to point at. But
And being inoculated. Sorry. That inoculation is worth a lot. Yeah. If I'm him, I go to every time there's an accusation. Yep. No, I think you're absolutely right. Let's go on now to speaking of inoculations. Well, not really, because the mRNA injection is not an inoculation. I'm sorry, that was a bad segue. So, Elon Musk Friday announced that he would be hiring this new CEO for Twitter, Linda Yaccarino. I hope that I'm getting.
Hey, Yaccarino.
And this has upset people on the right. It's upset some people on the left, namely people on the right. But this is an issue. We talked about this with Tucker Carlson, and we're pretty fortunate here in our partnership with Rumble.
Oh, right. It officially can't do bugger all then for a little while.
The advertiser, and by the way, giant multinational conglomerate, right, corporations who have ESG and woke scores, or you, or the user. And that is going to determine the direction of Twitter. That's one
So
thing.
all these
that we are
golden
incredibly
ticket
grateful.
things
By the way,
all
you can
about.
join up at lighthousecutter.com/mugclub. We are actually funded by viewers like you. It's $89 annual. Did you say that we have a discount now for veterans?
I need to put the code in place, but it should be there within about the next week.
We're going to have the code for the next week for veterans or active military. If you don't join up, there's no more show. You see sponsors every now and then. There will never be more than one per show, and these are sponsors
Exclusive
that are
upgrade ticket.
But this is the issue. We saw with Tucker
What
Carlson.
do these
Fox
things do
News
for
said,
you?
Hey, we're going with the advertisers, who, by the way, are not beholden to the audience. You see it with Bud Light. You see it with Miller. They're not actually really, I guess I should say, mentally preoccupied with the idea of you, the user base, the consumer. They say, oh, hold on a second, it's about
Most collectors and lovers of weapons of any and all kinds. He just took it to the gun show, specifically a ticket to redeem at the merchant shop. With this, you'll have access to weapon exclusive upgrade at any time, regardless of the weapon's level.
The user.
Yeah, that seems like a...
So let's kind of get
a big FU.
March 23, just to be clear. They're appointing a new CEO for a few different reasons. Tesla stock has been sort of waning a little bit. It requires more attention from Elon Musk. Part of me thinks this was a billionaire's toy train set, and he sort of got bored of it. Now, the revenue at Twitter, and this is the difference between the revenue versus people using Twitter. The revenue
Well,
at
I
Twitter
guess that's
fell about
me
50%
done until this game
because of a
actually
massive
downloads.
decline